Welcome back from that break. You're still watching the GPL build-up show here on TV3. My name is Mutala Yakubu, and today we are looking at match day 13, which beckons for us, and we'll start tomorrow with an amazing game at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. And today I've been joined by two fantastic gentlemen. As you know, resident analyst and statistician Mohammed Shaban is here, and already closer to his favorite sport, that is the screens, and he'll be doing justice to that. And also Coach Scout, who's worked on the Ghana Premier League for several years now. Coach Ebenezer Sifa is also here with us. Good evening, gentlemen. A lot to discuss, but first off, let's look at match day 12 and actually what happened, because Asante Kotoko dropped points at home. Hartlepool won, and 11 Wonders made history by winning their first game of the season.
Session won beautifully there by the Porcupine Warriors, and unfortunately he's not really cleared away. He's been squared into the far pass, and now this one comes in. Beautiful, beautiful goal there from Idiema. Looking for the goal scorer now. Kumasi Asante got to go in trouble now, and the penalty has been given. Idiema do have a penalty. You save against Kamara. Mubarak, you see 2-0. Having difficulties maintaining some of the momentum in the box. Joe finds space in Inusa. Turns well. Kotoko may have Amidu Akwa! For them, the Porcupine Warriors to come out with something, and ball lifted up. And this has scored! The equalizing goal has come from Kumasi Asante Kotoko eventually. Samba O'Neil, who's been...
One here is Awire. Good defending from Owusu. Now Emmanuel Boateng to William Dankwa. Onto Boateng's left foot. He sends a cross. Can this be the first goal? And Wonders have up. Ahmed Issa's corner. Header by Afurapo. And that's the second goal for 11 Wonders. George Parker to the far post. Mohamed Ali arrives with a header. This should be the opening goal. And as the Bucks have opened the scoring at the University of Ghana Stadium on 41 minutes, it's Mauli Wayo.
So all these teams got wins in the BBN Gold Stars beating Indiana by a goal to nil. Big win for them. And Mediema also holding Asante Kotoko to a 2-2 draw at the Baba Era Sports Stadium. A lot to talk about. And as you know, match day 13 is in sight. And all the fixtures are ready. So let's go through them and see which games are coming up. Big ones to look forward to. As you know, we'll start on Friday where 11 Wonders, they would be in action in that one. We know that 11 Wonders will be taking on Swedru All Blacks. It's a big game that will be live on TV3 and on your TV at 4 p.m. So we are looking forward to that game. Do not miss that one, as you know that it would be one of the many games that will show this weekend. There's also Nations FC coming up against Heart of Lions at 3:30 on Saturday. That one will also be live on TV. Then there's Ahowa United to wrap up our coverage at the Hohoi Sports Stadium. They will take on Asante Kotoko in that big one at 3:30 p.m. on Sunday. There's FC Summertex against BBN Gold Stars Dreams. They would be at home as they come up against Bichim United, with Vision also engaging Young Apostles. Mediema would go back to the TNA Stadium, this time coming up against Brekum Chelsea. And Diana Tapukusi Diana would be at the Nanajima Bedu Park as the Walkham Baseke Holy Stars. Hartlepool have a long trip from the south to the north as they face Karela United at the Tamale Sports Stadium. So these are the games coming up. 11 Wonders, Swedro All Blacks. Let's delve into that one. Coach Ebenezer Sefa, I'm starting with you because you are a coach, you are a scout. Emmanuel Edu winning his first game as manager for 11 Wonders. It was a brilliant game. And he says that the boys are good enough, but there are so many off-field issues, and that is what is affecting them.
I wasn't surprised he was praising Odati Lamte as the first coach of the club before Jay Sapon, because they did a very good recruitment for the team, and there are factors that affect performance. And of course, he came to inherit something that people have thought did not work for the team. I mean, if you have to watch 11 Wonders play, especially their game against House of Folk at the Accra Sports Stadium and the other games that they played wonderfully well. They went to Hawaii with, they were down by a man, but they were able to pick a point from that game. So I wasn't surprised when they won against Dreams FC, because in the Dreams FC last game before that game, they didn't play well. So for me, Coach Edu has done very well. He's been in the system for long. He's on the quiet, being with some Division 2, Tema United, and also with 1 or 2 academies that is helping them to develop. But for him to pick the team, he thinks that, look, that was his birthday, so he asked the players to give him a gift, and they promised to deliver.
It was the icing on the cake for him.
No, you see, they dominated Dreams FC, and for me, I thought they could have scored more than the 2 that they scored. They were delighted to watch. I mean,
but you have watched them several times this season. They've been playing like this in most of their games. So why are the wins not coming?
There are factors that affect performances.
Okay.
And when players go onto the field with probably salary not being paid, you heard Coach Sapon talking about players have not eaten for 3 days going to play a game. They cannot go with their team bars. They have to join Trotro and all that. So sometimes it also affects their psyche. But probably depends on what Coach Edu told them before the game. I mean, proud to that, PFAG have gone to visit them, and there've been some calls from other quarters what is happening to the team. But I believe that they've really come good. I will not be surprised to see them even do better against All Blacks this very weekend. That is tomorrow. But I believe that, look, they are a very good side, a very young side. Boateng, the captain for the side, is a wonderful player.
Fantastic player.
A wonderful player. No wonder he won the MVP in the game against Dreams FC. For me, I was happy for them, because to go like 11 games without a win, it wasn't easy for the players themselves. You speak to them and they will tell you that they are doing their best, but authorities also need to come in. But for me, they are a very good side, and I think Coach Edu has a lot of work to do. He needs to do a lot of talking in the drawing board, on the drawing board and all that. So I believe that 11 Wonders probably will do well. One of the officials told me today that, look, they will be out of relegation. I should trust them. But this is Ghana football. Let's see what happens.
Well, that is what is up next. They will be coming up against Swedru All Blacks. Now, All Blacks goalkeeper Derek Kofi Prince is looking forward to this big game tomorrow at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. He says that his side are ready for this clash.
Motivation, boys in Obia determined the match Yakon is winning as ever. Because if you are motivated from training Zelko, if you are motivated it's a game against 11 Wonders and American, Yakon has a point as ever. Because boys in Bia ready. I'm a catcher fans of fun when you have a time. Legano, you have 34 matches. But I have 12 hours. Bibi and Kate, when you fight for a trophy. I am paying in the born, you lose and I draw. Then I help you for you. It's a boss with a moment in the Bassa, win, lose, not draw. It's a mobile baby. I said, as a man, it's a mamma catch on there. One hour, most may have far away, I can pay a point. He has a bearing. The Mazon is to obey home about a pick a point.
Derek, Kofi Mensah, goalkeeper for 11 Wonders there. Looking forward to tomorrow's clash. Sweden All Black, sorry, and he's looking forward to that game against 11 Wonders. Mo, let's start from the bottom of the table. 11 Wonders have gotten their first win. Can they build on that momentum? Would that be a catalyst for them to go on and win many games?
The game was so important to them, and playing against Dreams FC, obviously, with a new head coach, and looking at the form of Dreams FC, it was very important that they approach the game with all seriousness, looking at getting their first ever victory this season in the Ghana Premier League. And it happened against Dreams FC. We saw some brilliant performance. Coach has laid emphasis on the performance of Emmanuel Boateng, their captain, but I am not surprised. He has been part of the team over the years from 2020. He's built up and he's now matured in the side. He's just 21 years old, and so he has a lot to offer. And I've seen a lot of people comment about him, but in that specific game against Dreams FC, he put up a great performance. That is something everybody wants to see from the 11 Wonders side. But you can't take away the performance of Frank Awere and then Matthew Amponsa, who also got a goal for the side. But then you look at the position. And Mutala, it was very important for 11 Wonders to get their first win, because with 6 points now, it's just 4 points separating them from Bechem United, Dreams FC, and Dreams FC will be 4 points. But then with Bechem United, you have to put in more work, and that is 4 points. 5 points from Bechem United, 6 points from Basake Holy Stars, and with 6 points, if they're able to get the 6 points, they will be able to approach up to 13th place, and that is very good for them. And with the 3 points, it is going to add up to something. Now they are playing against a side that actually won their first away game of the season at the University of Ghana Stadium against Dreams FC. And then 11 Wonders also won their first game of the season against Dreams FC at the same venue. And so we are going to see a side that have recorded their first ever victory this season in the Premier League at the University of Ghana Stadium, facing each other at the same venue. And so that is where we are going to see the best team between the two. But then, of course, Sweden All Blacks will have a lot of work to do. If you look at the confidence level of 11 Wonders, and if you look at the position on the league log, a win for them will push them to 9 points, and it will be very close between the 16th, 15th, 14th, the 13th, and also the 12th position. And so they will need this win badly. But for Sweden All Blacks, they also have to get a win to move away from the 12th place to 15th place. That could push them to around the 10th place, depending on the results of the other teams.
And just 2 weeks ago, All Blacks won at that venue, that is the University of Ghana Stadium, where they beat Dreams FC. And 11 Wonders, their first victory of the season, also came against Dreams FC. So these two sides coming together to clash would bring us a lot to expect. And that game will be live on TV3 and on your TV, as you know. One other game that we are looking forward to is on Saturday, Nations FC against Heart of Lions. Coach, I'll start with you because your friend is Frimpong Manso. It looked like a beautiful marriage between Frimpong Manso and Nations FC when he came, but things have not been as smooth as he would have wished. What is really the problem?
Well, I believe that Mengel, the former coach, had a system with the team which the players have adopted to. That's the 3-back. Frimpong Manso came in his first 3 games, he couldn't do anything. I mean, he drew all. And then playing his former club, that is Gold Stars, he knew the team, he built the team, he went to Africa with the team, so he knew the individual attributes of the team, how the players, how they play and all that. So I wasn't surprised. Through Emmanuel Anos' assist, Chris Achewati were able to score 2 goals in that game for them to pick out the 3 points. But they lost their last game against Basake Holy Stars. You know, last season, it was the game between Nations and Basake that made Nations lost the top of the table. And it
was like a decider for them.
Of course. So they went in there. And unfortunately for them, their former assistant coach, Johnson Smith, is now the coach of Basake Holy Stars. He and Mengel, they scouted these players. They did the preseason with the players. And they played a lot of matches with the players before Frimpong Manso took over. So they knew the team very well. So I wasn't surprised Trinidad did this thing. I think 5 games, he has scored 5 goals for Basake. So Frimpong Manso coming back to Abrankesi to play Heart of Lions. Heart of Lions is one team that is very solid. I've said it that, look, if Lions do not win the league, I will be surprised. In terms of
why would you be surprised?
Consistency, in terms of their bench. Bashir Ford has been there 2.5 seasons now. Nia J, you talk of Stephen Aholu, who's now with the local Blasters. Look at the set of players that they have. Kwanzaa went on loan to Okoro, he came back. H.A. Dogley is just coming from a
He looks like a new signing for Lions because he's playing incredibly well.
Good. Look at their back six. The back six, I'm including the goalkeeper, Lawrence. You talk about Asante, the right back, the left back, Bismarck and him, the two centre back, Henderson and Ebenezer. But they've been playing for the last 2 seasons consistently. He has improved the performance of Freeman on the left side. Epson from Samates has also been doing very well with them. And then, of course, Obin Jr. from Hasofo. So you clearly see that, look, in terms of commitment, in terms of consistency, they are there. But they were able to stay at home. And then Karela came all the way from Tamale to pick a point from that game. So Bashir Deford will love to probably build upon the points that he has built. And we're looking at the table out there. If they should win, they'll move up. So for me, I think that it's going to be a tough one. But if nations have anything to do, they have to take their chances, or the game may end in a draw.
Big one, and the numbers are beginning to match up for them more. I mean, there's history between nations and Heart of Lions.
Yes, 4 matches played between both sides in the Ghana Premier League. In 2023-24, it was the first time they played each other. And that season, Nations FC made their debut in the league. Heart of Lions returned back after being relegated in 2015. And that season, it was a home affair. Nations FC won their home game 1-0, and Heart of Lions won their home game 3-0. Then last season, which was the second season, they all recorded away victory. And so Nations FC won 1-0 in match day 17 at the Pando Stadium. And then for Heart of Lions in match day 34, they caused an upset after Basake only starts Nations FC issues in match day 34. Nations FC, I didn't know whether they gave up.
That was right after the Basake Holy Stars game. Then Nations came home and they lost 2-0 to Lions.
Yes, they lost 2-0. And so that was it. And of course, it's been a ding-dong affair between both sides where Nations have got 2 wins. Heart of Lions have also got 2 wins. I don't know whether, per the history, we are going back to the 2023-24 season where both sides dominated at home. But Lions, coach has made a point about Heart of Lions, but the fact is that Lions is not doing well away because they are not winning most of their matches away. This season, they've recorded just 1 away win, and that is against 11 Wonders. They draw against Kotoko, against Heart of Oak, Sueju All Blacks, and also lost to Baby Any Gold Stars by 3 goals. And so they would have to put in a lot of work. They have a good side, Michael Efsin, Paul Akeji, Chelsea Freeman, Kojo Obin Jr.
Do you think they have the most consistent side in the Ghana Premier League?
Of course, coach has made that point, and it's clear they have the most consistent side. You can list their starting 11. You know that if Michael Efsin starts and Paul Akeji is on the bench, the substitute will be Paul Akeji coming in for Kojo Obin Jr. or Chelsea Freeman. So it's obvious. You are able to tell the starting 11 of Heart of Lions, and that is positive. But for Nations FC, Frimpong Manso has a lot of work to do, Mutala, because taking over the side, he's lost 2 fixtures against Brekum Chelsea and again against Basake Holy Stars. And it was the last game he lost. It was against Basake. He needs to put in a lot of work with just 1 victory, and that is against Baby Any Gold Stars at home. He's drawn a game against Bechemi United. In fact, in his first 2 games, it's all ended in a draw. Hoho United picked points at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex, and also a draw against Bechemi United at the Nana Fosuji Abo Park. They have to do a lot of work. Faisal Chawete is back from injury, and he needs to put in a lot of work. And then Emmanuel Lano, in his last 2 games, is yet to score a goal for Nations FC. And I'm sure if they're able to put in more work, they are likely to get a goal. Whilst Lions are a good side, they are also not performing away, and that will be an advantage for Nations FC. Mutala, if you look at the league log, it tells you that if Nations FC fails to win this fixture, they will be struggling and they will be battling relegation this season.
Of course, and that is what we are looking forward to. Big one, Nations FC would be at home against Heart of Lions, and it's a game that would be live on TV3 and on Mia TV as well. Now, Coach Eben, I come back to Bashir Hayford. With his experience and what he's done so far with Heart of Lions, are you expecting him to, I mean, he finished in the top 4 last season, but are you expecting him to genuinely challenge for the title, considering the fact that he still have a very young squad?
Well, I believe that Dr. Randiabi has done everything for the team. I spoke to him and he said, apart from H.A. Dogley, he never interfere in any of their decisions or whatever, or which player they want to use. Whatever they need, he just provides for them. And I think that Bashir Deford have no excuse in terms of motivation, in terms of You know, the team is based in Achimota.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of training at Alajo, Asante, and they just go to Kwando to play their games. So more or less, they are playing away from home. That is how I see them. Bashir Ford has got a very good assistance in the person of Nieje. But unfortunately for him, Nieje is in Burkina Faso with the U15. I always with the national team, the Chan team in Swedru. In Swedru. So probably he's going to have a bit of light technical team to Kumasi to play Nations FC. Bashir Ford is somebody that I've worked with. He's somebody that I know very well. If he's able to win Saturday's game, I have no doubt that he'll go all the way to the top.
Well, let's see if you win that game. It's live on TV3 and Onya TV. And one other game that will wrap up our coverage would be at the Hohoi Sports Stadium, sorry. It is Hohoi United who are back home, this time coming up against Asante Kotoko, who are chasing a victory after drawing 2-0 with Mediema in their last game. Doesn't look good for Karim Zito because he's dropped some points that would have added to Asante Kotoko's point tally. And by now, Kotoko could have been leading the pack due to the outstanding matches that they had. Coach, it looks like a stop start for Asante Kotoko, a topsy-turvy season, because even the matches that you expect them to win, they draw points at home.
Well, I believe that Kotoko needs to do more. But Karim Zito has been talking about injuries in camp and all that. But I believe that every player that Kotoko has registered should be able to play if the first team players are not available. Kotoko sat at Baba Yara. Tankos Mediema took the lead in the first half. I mean, they were up by 2 goals. And I felt that they left Kotoko off the hook. They should have gone all the way to finish them by 3 or 4 in the first half.
Who do you think was happier at the end in that game?
Kotoko, of course. I mean, look at the time Samba Onel scored the second goal for Kumasi Asante Kotoko before their fans. How Mediema dominated them in the first 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And how the goals came. Kotoko have injuries, yes, agreed. At a point, Kotoko have to shift Musa Hamzata and, of course, Zakaria Fuseni to play at 2 centre-backs. And then Samba Onel to be at a pivot when they pulled out Hilary Adabo from the team. In the second half, Kotoko also came in very strongly, and they made sure that they had the equalizer. And I think that young chap, Inusa Adams, on the right side, and Lord Amwa did all the game for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. But going all the way to Hohoi is one thing that I think Kotoko needs to work extra. For Hohoi United to go all the way to Bechem to beat them. Hohoi lost the penalty, and then Bechem also lost the penalty. And both penalty loss came from both captains, Augustine Okra and Safiano. But they went ahead to beat them by 2 goals to 1. When they have already sat home and drew with 11 wonders. This is a difficult task for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. I saw them training on an AstroTurf yesterday, whether they'll be able to go and play the way. But Hohoi is not doing much at home. If Kotoko is able to plan and play as they play in the second half against Mediema, they should be able to pull a surprise in that game.
Of course, I saw Hohoi United, Tijani, at the Hohoi Sports Stadium in their first ever home game. It was against Young Apostles. Stadium was full. And I know it's obvious that against Asante Kotoko, they will be there in their numbers. Can they really rattle Kotoko?
Well, unfortunately for them, they failed to win all their big games. And one of the big games has to do with their fixture against Mediema Sporting Club. The game ended in a draw. And I wasn't happy because, of course, you are a side that you have the numbers and you have to improve on your performance. Then the last one at home against 11 Wonders, where people thought that they are going to win by 4-3 goals. The game ended 1-1. And so, obviously, it's not really going well for them. Their last 3 games, Hohoi United, they are winless at home. Their last 3 home games. And one is against Udiana FC. They lost by 2-0. And then the last 2 draws against Almighty 11 Wonders and also Mediema Sporting Club. So they have a lot of work to do. For Asante Kotoko, in their last 5 away matches, they've only lost once. And that is the game against Basake Oli Stars, where they lost by 2-1. But then apart from that, they've been a very consistent side, winning 2 of their away games against Brekum Chelsea and also against Hartlepool, drawing 2 of the games against one difficult side, Samatex, and also one away against Vision FC. But let's look at Kotoko in their last 5 matches against newly or promoted sides in the Ghana Premier League. It could be a side that's returnees or a newly promoted side. And this is their last 5 matches against them. In the 2023-24, we had the likes of Nations FC all making it in the Premier League. But this is the last 5. They beat Bofo Akwatano 2-0. They also lost to Heart of Lions 1-0. Then in 2024-25 season, they drew against Basake Oli Stars 1-0 against Young Apostles. And they lost 3-1 to Vision FC. So, of course, the last 5, they lost against Vision FC and also against Heart of Lions. In their last 10 games against a debutant in the Premier League away, Kotoko have only lost once against Vision FC, because in the 2021-22, it was Bebieni Gold Stars. Kotoko beat them in Bebieni. Against Accra Lions, Kotoko picked a victory in that season. That year, we saw RTU also returning back in the Premier League, but they are not returnees. They are not newly promoted sides. They are returnees. In 2022-23, we saw 4 newly promoted sides. Kotoko Royals, Kotoko beat them. Tamale City, Kotoko picked points against them away. In Swatraman and also FC Samatex, they were all newly promoted sides, but Kotoko picked points against them. Then in 2023-24 season, we saw Kotoko drawing against Nations FC 2-2. Last season, Kotoko lost to Vision FC, who are newly promoted side, and drew against Basake Oli Stars. So, of course, it's expected to be difficult. But coach made a point about one key player, Safiano Osman, who is going to be available for Hoho United. He's been a very key player for the side, and is one player to watch out for going into the fixture. Safiano has been a star player for Hoho United. He has 3 assists to his credit, and I want us to look at his strengths. And without Safiano Osman, Hoho United are not a difficult side. And again, this is Safiano Osman creating a penalty for his side. And so Safiano...
He looks like one of the most important players in that Hoho team.
Yes, he's the most important player. He's the most important creative player in the side, because Hoho would want to play from the flanks, and Safiano is the ball distributor. And sometimes you find him at the right side, taking charge from Senna Ati, pushing Senna Ati forward to create chances. And this is one of the chances he created against Bechim. He went in for the ball, won a penalty for his side. Unfortunately, Coach made emphasis. He failed to convert it. And he was expected to increase his tally. So far, he has 4 goals.
But you need to give credit to Benjamin as well, the goalkeeper of Bechim United. He has been brilliant. I saw him against Mediema, and he put up a show on that day.
Yes, and Benjamin, of course, has been a key player, a key goalkeeper for Bechim. He's taken over from Dari Aziz Aruna, and it looks like now Bechim United do not have any problem in terms of goalkeeping, but they would have a lot of work to do. But there's one thing Kotoko must be careful about, and that is the counter-attack from Safiano. And this is Safiano as well. Look at what Safiano did with the ball. And again, he made sure that he sends one in. And this is a beautiful assist by Safiano. But let's look at Kotoko as well. And they have similarities. We know Peter Amidu Aqua is a winger, but Safiano is an attacking midfielder. But Peter is always in the 18-yard box. And if you don't find him from the flanks, then you have to scan through the 18-yard box. If you find him there, then he's at a position waiting for the ball to convert. And this is one of the chances he converted against Karela United. He was in the 18-yard box. Sometimes you find wingers outside, but then for Peter Amidu Aqua, he always locates, gets the ball at the right spot, make sure that he converts and put his side at a good position. Again, you find Peter Amidu Aqua in the 18-yard box as well here. And so he's very dangerous. And Hoho United, this is a signal, and this is Peter. He was around here. He made sure that he got the ball. He was closer to the ball to convert it and make it a win for a point for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So it's a difficult one for Hoho United, especially with their defense. Kwame Paul, John Alosode, Solomon Adomakun,
experienced players.
They would have to do a lot of, because Peter Amidu Aqua is going to mount pressure on them. And then also Kotoko, Osman Safiano would be very dangerous.
Coach, quick one before we close the chapter on Kotoko Hohoi. What would the win do for Tijani, your friend? Because there's huge pressure on him.
Yes, there's pressure on him, but going all the way to Bechim to pick up the 3 points has calmed pressure. And I think that he's going into the game as an underdog. I mean, because you look at Kotoko's setup, and one player Kotoko is going to miss is Lord Namwa. He's one of the factors that Kotoko is doing very well, especially on the right side of attack and in defense for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. He's been suspended. But there's a certain Inusa Adams, this young chap who made sure that Kotoko got the 2 goals against Mediema. It's one player. Of course, I don't know whether Musa Hamzata will be shifted to the right because when Musa was injured, Lodamwa was injured, he was the one who was playing from that side in the first 2-3 games for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. This is a difficult game. During the preseason, Kotoko played them last when Dr. Ogum was there. It was a very tough game. Kotoko has been there. They know the terrain, they know the turf. And the fans will be there. I'm sure Tijani knows what is at stake. But as Mo Shaban said, Safiano Osman, the captain for the side, he's the most influential player of the Hohoi team. He's the most dangerous player of the Hohoi team. Okay. So that should tell you that if he's able to have his day, Kotoko is going to have a lot of problem in Medford. But so they need to work on around.
I want to move on, but Shaban, I'm giving you just 2 minutes. Take me through how these both sides could set up on the day. I know that there's no, Amwa around. That is Lord Amwa. And Hamzata is back in the country. Quick one, how would Kotoko set up?
Hamzata is versatile. He operates from the center back. He can also give you that right back position display. And at this venue, this is how coach would want to play. Have a lot of center backs. And he wouldn't want to surge forward more because you are going to play against William Udrohu and Senna Ati. These are two creative wingers. And that is how Hohoi plays. They want to play from the flanks. And then you have Safiano also around. Francis Odum, he is a former Dreams FC striker and will be leading the attack for the side. And so a good player to watch out for. Safiano is the number 10, but always around this area, making sure that in the absence of Senna Ati, he can take charge and also make sure that he operates with Senna Ati to create more chances. And so a lot of work for Joseph Amwa if he is the one to start for the side. And then Al-Kasim Haruna would be in the midfield. But for Kotoko, I want to see the two strikers again, Morifin Donsu and Kwame Poku. The last game, we saw the two of them start. Yeah. And I'm sure the coach would want to build on and give them the opportunity as well to prove themselves wrong.
I think Ansu is injured.
Yes, so
probably it's going to be Zakaria Husseini.
So because the last game it was difficult for him.
No, but he did very well in the second half. So Ansu is injured, and I'm not sure he's going to play. And of course, Kampuku, I don't know whether he's forgetting how to play.
Yes, football. And so, of course, and so this would be the Kotoko attack. We have Peter Amidu-Akwa, we've spoken about him. He will be a very dangerous man for the side. And Inusa Adam, coach spoke about him. Inusa is former Co-United winger, very swift on the ball, very creative, and also he's going to make sure that he creates chances for the strikers. But a lot of work for Kwame Paul and then Solomon Adumakun. Adumakun has 2 red cards already in the Ghana Premier League. I want to see how he's going to comport himself, against Kwame Poku, Morifin Donsu, and Peter Amidu-Akwa. And I'm sure coach would utilize Peter Amidu-Akwa on Solomon Adumakun because of his tackles. Okay. And they are going to win more of the balls. A midfield battle, I want to see Hubert Jehu and then Osei Senior. Okay. Because Osei Senior has 2 most valuable player awards. He's been one of the creative players for Hohoi United. But like I said, it is going to be a wing play, and the big advantage goes for Hohoi United. They know how to operate on the field. They know how to use the field so much. But Kotoko away games are very good. They make sure that Lord Hilary Adabo sits back, soak all the pressure, and make sure they build on counter-attack. So I want to see Kwame Poku, Morifin Donsu, puts pressure on the Hohoi United.
And definitely, if you want to see the game, it will be live on TV3 and on your TV on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Hohoi United hosting Asante Kotoko. It's a big one, and you wouldn't want to miss that game. Let's do some other fixtures. Summertex, they've been doing the business quietly. They are coming up against BBN Gold Stars. It looks like Gold Stars are not really in a hurry to get a new coach, and they are sticking with Yamankwa.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they've said that to the end of the season, Yamankwa is going to take charge. And I'm sure they'll be motivated by the win against Samates. I know, back at Baseke Holy Stars. You know, in the league, Baseke won. That was their first home win. That was against Gold Stars. In the FA Cup yesterday, they lost to Gold Stars. Gold Stars going to Summer Boy. They've been there last season to win games. And of course, Yamankwa will be going there. For Christopher Eni, he's having difficulty in winning at home. I mean, he does well. He went to Brekum. He picked a point from the Brekum game because he has coached them before and all that. It's going to be a difficult one. If this game should end in a draw, I will not be surprised.
You will not be surprised. Yeah. But your friend, Mo, Dreams FC, it's not really moving as smoothly for Winfred Dormon. And it looks like there's a lot of pressure on him. He has to go out there and win this game against, Bechem United. He has no option.
Well, a lot of pressure on Bechem United as well. And it looks like Dreams FC are not good both home and away. And at a point they pick up, then it becomes very slow for them. Last season it happened. The first round they were very slow, but it looks like the first round they had a lot of issues in terms of injuries. Salifu, their striker, was injured. He's back again. He's partnering Suraj Seidu, but it looks like consistently they are not getting the goals for Dreams FC. They have a good side, but very young team. And you know the Premier League, it's a very competitive side. And if you have a very young team, what it does for you is that you won't have the consistency to get the results. But I'm looking at the position of Dreams FC, 16th place, Mutala, with 11 points, and Bechem with 10 points. And so a difficult fixture, because if you lose this game, you are going to stay at your position and maybe go back. But for Bechem United, if they lose this fixture, they will still be at the 17th place with 10 points, because the results of 11 Wonders will not really affect their position. But for Dreams FC, if they lose this fixture and it goes in favor of Bechem United, they keep dropping at the bottom of the league, and that is a very difficult. So this is the battle of the bottom side, and Bechem, a big surprise, very surprised that Bechem United, with all the qualities,
I'm not sure the people from Bechem and Dreams will be happy with the words that you used to describe the battle of the bottom position. But there's been a lot of talks from the Dreams camp and the Bechem camp ahead of this game.
A lot of factors account for this situation. Of course, it is not a comfortable situation. The last season, I remember very well, we find ourselves in this same situation. And the second half of the season, Dreams FC were the best performers in terms of performance, in terms of point accommodation. It is looking like the same. But having said that, I think we have a very young growth team, and they need some exposure, they need some experience. So this team will pick up and pick up very strongly.
Pressure is so sad because it's years to enter the next round of the league. We'll make sure before the league we'll jump from where we are. Over pressure too. It's a normal in football. Sometimes you struggle before second round or get to the end of the second round, you come up and then make sure you jump from that place. Yeah, it's likely because said and so yes, and the US with my if you lose so much. Or say yes, you're going to miss. No, from say yes, you lose, or say it's going to be a tough encounter.
I can say, Bibia Egusua course or Kama de my because I was cry training Egusua course. Yeah, players near Psyche home baby. It's said the CC of you, and if I see a quiet way, some cautious points in the vision. Into my motivation, like I say, was so far, say a bit many a week.
Frank Amankwa, formerly of BBN Gold Stars, this time he plays for Bechem United, so they will be coming up against Dreams FC. But the Heart of Folk have a long trip all the way from Accra to Tamale. They are playing Karela. I've said it multiple times. If Karela decide to turn up and the people of Tamale decide to come to the stadium, even Real Madrid can lose at the Aliou Mahama Stadium.
Of course, but Heart of Folk is a team that has they've not lost a away game. They are doing very well. It's just unfortunate yesterday they had to go bow out of the FA Cup, a Division 2 side, and then their supporters were mad at the players, felt that the coach didn't use the regular side. But they'll be leaving tomorrow for Tamale to play the Aliou Mahama at the Aliou Mahama Sports Stadium. Karela went to Bando to pick a point. I mean, they have the confidence. Bless AJ and the likes are also there. It's going to be a difficult one. But I've said that Solomon Agbashi have set in good for Benjamin Asare. 3 games, he's not conceded. Trust Heart of Folk to do well when they leave Accra and play away games. But this is a difficult one. I mean, Karela also love to do more because in their last home game, they have to fight back to win 3-2 against Basake Holy Stars. So it's going to be a difficult one. If it doesn't end in a draw, I think that Heart of Folk will carry on.
So, Mo, you can do as the honest quickly. What do the numbers say between Karela and Heart of Folk?
So Heart of Folk are unbeaten in their last 9 away league games, and that's a big advantage. They've won 6 and they've done 3. For Karela United, they're also unbeaten at home this season, and they've done only 2 fixtures in 5 matches, winning 3 of the games. And Mediama, Ejiana are all teams who have lost at the Aliou Mahama Stadium. And this is the first 5 games between them, and since Karela started playing the Ghana Premier League. And again, the last two has been played at the Ali Muhammad Stadium. And at the Ali Muhammad Stadium, Heart-of-Oak are unbeaten. And they've won one, they've drawn one. At the Ali Muhammad Stadium, 1-1, Hamza Issa scored. 1-0, Hamza Issa scored. And the current Heart-of-Oak team that are going to Tamale, Hamza Issa is also part of the team. So it's a big warning to Karela United. This is the first three. Heart-of-Oak were winless, and all these games were played at the Ninasi. But a quick one, let's look at one observation on the current Heart-of-Oak team that I want Karela United to pay attention to. And I want them to look at how Heart-of-Oak's Mauli Wayo operates. And he's going to be the player to watch out for in the game, Mauli Wayo. And this is a style of play. I want to see how coach will describe him. I want to see how coach is going to describe Mauli Wayo. Look at his position. And he scored with a header from a corner kick. Yeah. So look at the position of Mauli Wayo and how he managed to get the goal. Again, we are going to watch Mauli Wayo scoring again at the same angle this season for the club. Again, the position of Mauli Wayo, and he was very close to the goalkeeper, got a goal for Heart-of-Oak. Maybe a coach would give him a name for me.
This is a well-rehearsed exercise from corner kick. The game against Vision FC, the strong point of Heart-of-Oak was the corner kick.
Yeah, Didi Dramani mentioned
most of their games, I mean, a corner kick to the last pole, either Osei Ali Muhammad will just cut in with the header and then finish off with the
a long ball to the far post, and they head it across the goal.
Of course,
for someone to connect.
Wayo, if it's Hamza Issa is there, any of them can finish off, and I think they are doing the right thing.
Okay, so that is Heart-of-Oak and how they would actually be going into that one and how they could hurt Karela in that game. That one would also be part of match day 13. But there's also Midyema against Brekum Chelsea. Midyema ended the draw in their last game against Asante Kotoko, and their head coach Tanko is optimistic ahead of this big game.
The approach is the same like any other game. We are playing home. We want to control the game. We want to create more chances to score goals. So there's nothing new. We knew that, and they are the ones who beat us here the last year. So definitely we are going to prepare well for them, and we need the 3 points, of course.
And against Belkum Chelsea, to say the Okaim. And yet last season I usually don't share with us. Mostly on Baha, a difficult game. Coach Bodu, on him, Alawa, so Ansu, the Lucia, Bibrina, Auntie. You bear your best, and this time you better try say you bring out the maximum point. The American Jones or Mombra to say they're by every time no. Criticize energy, you per se atmosphere, and any difficult in my opponent. Yes, so you bear you keep your ball, no, you will put more energy.
Midyema, clearly one of the teams that are favourite to win the Ghana Premier League, coming up against Brekum Chelsea.
Tanko wasn't happy when he drew with Asante Kotoko. He felt that he made his substitution early because the last 20 minutes when Kotoko came into the game, he had wanted to do some substitution, but he has already exhausted what he was supposed to do. Chelsea has been a difficult team to beat anytime they visit the TNA. But trust Coach Ibrahim Tanko, they are yet to lose a game at home. And they want to go all out and win the Ghana Premier League. And of course, you know how Moses Paka is pushing for it. I believe that with the quality that they have, it will be difficult for Brekum Chelsea to pick a point in that game. Also,
there's Vision FC who would be coming into this game on the back of that defeat to Heart-of-Oak. They would take on the Young Apostles and Nana Kwaku Ajimai. Their head coach wants to win this one.
An FA Cup game, and you go into your Premier League game and lose, that would really hit them hard. So we are going to go up and press the stop buttons, remind them of the pain that they're going through, try as much as possible to use it as a yardstick to be able to get them to wake up a bit, because Young Apostles is a very, very good team. They play very, very good football. They are very, very astute, and the energy level is very high. So we're going to make sure that we psych the boys up, get them ready.
One of the few coaches that gets the praise in the Ghana Premier League. More, it looks like a lot of people are excited about this coach, Nana Kwaku Ajimai, but the results are not really coming. Yesterday, they were even booted out of the FA Cup.
Well, Young side, from their goalkeeping department to the attacker, Metepe, to the striker, of course, a very young team. So there's no pressure for Vision FC to do anything. Maybe to be able to stay in the Premier League. They are playing against another young side, and they all made their debut in the Premier League last season. And Young Apostles, obviously, a side that has improved from their previous performance in the Premier League. And this season, they are a side to watch, a very a young team who are delivering so well. Richmond Opoku, one of the interesting players to watch in the Ghana Premier League. But for Vision FC at the near Jake Mutala, trust me, a difficult one for young apostles.
Coach, the final game here is Ediana Baseke Holy Stars. Atapoku's Ediana. I mean, they say that they are going for the league title. They are not even mentioned worse.
It has been only Mediama who has gone there to pick a point. They have a solid team. They are back for the midfield and attack. Mano Mafo and, of course, Meshake Free. It will be difficult, very, very difficult for the opponent. I think that Ediana at home, they'll pick up the 3 points.
Well, Mo, let's go back to all the fixtures and do our prediction because that is my favorite part where I put you guys on the spot. And if anything happens, these teams do not hold me accountable. They come straight to you guys who do the prediction. So I'll start with you, Mo. Quick one, 11 Wonders, Swedro or Blacks?
Advantage to 11 Wonders.
Nations FC, Heart of Lions, Coach Eben?
A draw or a win for Lions.
Hoho United, Asante Kotoko, Coach Eben?
A draw or a win for Kotoko.
Mo, Hohoi, Asante Kotoko.
A draw or win for Kotoko.
Samatex against Gold Stars, Mo Shaban.
Samatex win.
Dreams against Bechem United, Coach Eben.
A draw in this game.
Vision Young Apostles, Mo.
Vision FC win. Ibrahim
Tanko's Mediama will come up against Brekum Chelsea, Coach Eben, who wins?
Mediama's win.
Then there's Atapoku's Ediana FC against Baseke Holy Stars. You need to take your time because Alfred is watching the show.
Ediana FC because obviously Ediana will be league leaders this weekend.
Then there's Karela against Heart of Oak. Coach Eben, Tamale. Watara is watching. Everyone at Heart of Oak, Tugbafede is watching.
A difficult one. A difficult one. A difficult one, but I think Heart of Oak will have his first lose in this game.
Well, this is why we call it a wrap here on the show. But I mean, I just had a message from one of your friends. I call him the king of AstroTurfs, Robert Coleman. He did something special for me when TV3 sent me on an assignment to Morocco to cover the Black Stars. I mean, recently I saw him with President John Dramani Mahama with the Ganasco project where he's building a new AstroTurf. He's a wonderful man, Coach.
A great man. I mean, when I learned Kotoko is going to Huawei, I said, yes, that's the good job done by Tete Koeman. And of course, where Lions train at Alajo, it is Robert Tete Koeman. When you talk of AstroTurf, it is Robert Tete Koeman. He's a great man, yeah.
I salute you, Robert Coleman. You're a wonderful man. And continue to do your best for Ghana football. Most of the AstroTurfs, the quality AstroTurfs we have in this country was done by Robert Tete Coleman. And I remind you that there will be 3 live games on TV3 and on Ria TV. 11 Wonders against Swedro All Blacks is on Friday at 4 p.m. Then Nations will come up against Heart of Lions at 3:30 on Saturday. Then there's that big one, Hoho United against Asante Kotoko on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. All you need to do is just log on and watch all these games. And for those of you who can't watch on TV, log on to adisaplus.com and catch the live streaming there and enjoy the Ghana Premier League. Thanks to my colleague Mo Shaban from the Ghana Football Association. He is a master when it comes to the numbers. He has top 5 penalty saves on the screens. Clement Ayi has 1. Felix Shea of Mediama 1. Mohamed Kamara, I remember that one. It was against Samatex. He saved that penalty. Benjamin Kwesi Asiedu Bechem United has also saved 1 with Kwakumusa also saving 1 for Hoho United. So Asante Kotoko, if you get a penalty, know that Kwakumusa could keep that one out. Mo Shaban always here to do justice. And one of the men that I respect highly in Ghana football, Coach Ebenezer Sefa. My friendship with him goes beyond football. With me, Coach Sefa, always a pleasure to meet with you so that you come and share your knowledge with us. From us here at TV3, we say have a good evening, and tomorrow we'll be bringing you regular updates on the World Cup draw. My name is Mutala Yakubu. Have a good evening.